short sale manager, which means that I'm your point of contact when it comes to the portfolio loans with Wells Fargo. The main portfolio that I handle is the World Savings portfolio. So do you remember World Savings, the pay-to-pay? Those are the loans that I handle. One thing that I am going to do when you list one of our short sales is disclose the value to you, okay? That's the first thing I do, is disclose our value, because we do exterior appraisals as soon as our properties go delinquent. If you tell me that there's damage to the property or our appraisal is not correct, because that does happen a lot, I will order an interior appraisal up front. The reason I'm giving you that value is so you know where we're coming from on the net. Okay, if you do have a Wells Fargo listing, you're going to send me the address and loan number. I'll look it up in the system. If I come back saying go through eCrater, that means you know it's not a portfolio loan. If you come back saying yes, I can help you with it, let me find out exactly what we need. Then I reach out to my Wells Fargo portfolio team and they give me a list of items because they're all handled a little bit different. Another thing that we are doing right now is we are looking for a Wells Fargo pre-approval letter with our short sales at submission. So we do want you to use our partners here with Wells Fargo on the financing. And there are some benefits to that. There's a specialized group of underwriters for these Wells Fargo loans when it comes to REO and short sale. Back to the appraisal. If you are using a different lender and that appraisal comes in lower, we do have to go back to negotiations to lower that net for that appraisal. First thing we'll do is order an interior appraisal if we don't already have it. So that could take a couple weeks. Second thing we do, if it still doesn't come in lower, is appeal it with our appraisal department. But keep in mind that we are sending it to appraisers, and appraisers are usually right. I've only won one appeal on lowering the net. Again, if Wells Fargo's doing the financing, you don't have to do anything. We just pull that appraisal and lower the net. Okay? So that is benefit, because I know that I've lost deals over appraisals with other banks. Your seller is going to receive $3,000 at close of escrow for relocation costs, and that's either HAFA or the fast track. Okay. Keep in mind that in HAFA we now are giving the $3,000 to the tenant if there's a tenant occupying the property. If it's vacant, no one's going to get the $3,000. That's HAFA. I have had people move out in the middle of the transaction and we're going HAFA, where they don't end up getting anything at close of escrow. If they opt out of HAFA and they go with the regular proprietary short sale, our bank's one fast track, we will still give them the $3,000 as long as it's going fast track. We do have some Fannie Mae loans out there that we are servicing that I would help you with. If they move out on that property, they also don't get the $3,000. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to commissions, we're paying 6% on commissions, and of course that's for HAFA and fast track. If your escrow is going to close within 30 days of the demand of the approval, we're going to pay you an extra 1%. Okay, but this is what I want you to do to ensure that you're going to get that 1%, or that way you know if your short sale qualifies for it. Is on the fast track form, the bottom of it, write with a Sharpie so nobody misses it, closing within 30 days of approval, extra 1%, and put it on your HUD. Whether you think you can close that or not within 30 days. It's easier for me to get that 1% upfront than to go back and ask for it later. Because when we negotiate the net, we're not including that extra commission if you're not asking for it up front. And if we don't get it up front, it's kind of 50-50 if we're going to be able to get it later. So it's easier to remove it than to add it later. When it comes to expiration dates on the demand, as you know, June 1st, we did have some changes that came through with short sales here in California. that the demand can only be 30 days at a time, maximum of 60 days. And this is really important because if we give you an extension for 30 days, right? So you already have your 30 days and we give you another 30 days and you can't close it, so that's a maximum of 60 days, we have to close the file out and start all over again. And that's the government. That's the government regulation. It's not us. Now, if you do need an extension, always ask for 30 days, even if you don't need 30 days. Because if you ask for 2 days, we're going to give you 2 days. And oops, you really needed 3 or 4. So now we have to go through that process again to request another day. So just ask for the maximum, which is 30 days, and we'll give you that 30 days. Typically, we're not going to extend it until 1 or 2 days before it expires. When it comes to sale dates on properties, and this applies to Wells Fargo, if you are 7 days or less on a Wells Fargo short sale, Wells Fargo is not going to postpone it. It's going to go to sale. The only way to postpone that is a bankruptcy, because we just won't do it.
Say that again.
If you have a sale date on a short sale, and it's a Wells Fargo, and it's not portfolio, and it's less than 7 days out, Wells Fargo will not postpone that for a short sale.
Meaning,
it will go to sale.
What if we're already negotiating the short sale?
This is after the short sale's been approved?
No, this is if you just get a short sale today and there's a sale date within a week.
To take out the
New listing.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Not from closing an escrow on a buyer on the short sale. After you've approved it, the buyer's getting their loan and everything, and the sale date is there. And I got to get clear on this one because the 7 days, I've got a couple that have short sale dates. We've got the approval. Buyer can't start their loan until you guys give the approval. Okay, and we're having lots of lack of control, even with Wells Fargo. I'm regularly getting those loans done in time. Well, what if that sale date we need it postponed because the buyer's lender can't get it done in time? You will take this to sale even if we've gone through this whole. You're kidding me.
If there is a sale date and let's say your demand expires today. Today's the 2nd, and there's a sale date for the 10th, and the bank has postponed that numerous times.
Yes.
Chances are they're not going to postpone it again, so make sure you close it within that time.
We don't close it. The buyer's lender has control at that point.
Yeah.
Because the buyer's lender is Wells Fargo.
The Wells Fargo
If
lender is
Wells
the one I'm having
Fargo is
trouble
the
with.
lender, it's going to be easier to get a postponement.
Good, because they're the ones that aren't getting them closed in 45 to 60 days now.
Yeah. Like I said, if Wells Fargo's a lender, it's going to be easier to get the postponement. If you have something like that coming up, especially if Wells Fargo's doing the financing, send me an email and I'll escalate it up.
If you have an issue with the Wells Fargo loan that's 45 days, escalate that real quick. Have zero tolerance for not closing on time on purchases. It's got priority. That's its #1 goal, is to close those purchases on time. So if you have issues, problems with a Wells Fargo loan, escalate that. Ask that HMC for his manager's number and then escalate that, because that's the only way that you'll get it done.
That's not too bad.
On those Wells Fargo short sales, it's ultimately up to the investor
Right.
if we're going to get the postponement. So again, we're going to push for it, but that's where you're going to want to get management involved.
Right.
Pretty
Good.